Six p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Prime Minister performed groundbreaking of 8 mega development projects for southern districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Dera Ismail Khan today. Law Minister says Parliamentary Committee on Electoral Reforms has prepared a consensus report for amendments in Election Act to ensure transparency in electoral process. Pakistan and the United States have underlined the importance of constructive engagement for promoting peace, security, and development in the region. The Secretary General of OIC has commended leading role of Pakistan against Islamophobia at UN. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, occupation troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred a youth in Samba district today. Israeli forces martyred 3 Palestinians in the occupied West Bank city of Nablus today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif performed groundbreaking of 8 mega development projects for southern districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Dera Ismail Khan today. These projects include construction of several link roads from western route of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, Dera Yob transmission line along with subgrid station and projects related to provision of gas to the people in southern districts. Addressing the ceremony on this occasion, the Prime Minister said a comprehensive economic revival program is being executed in agriculture, IT, road infrastructure, and industries. He said scholarships worth billions of rupees are being dispersed among youth, besides distributing laptops among talented students. Shehbaz Sharif said the coalition government has worked hard for economic stability and strengthening democracy in the country. He said people are facing issues due to flawed economic policies of the previous government and its breach of deal with the IMF. He thanked Almighty Allah for enabling him to pull the country out of the risk of default. Law Minister Azam Nazir Tarar says the Parliamentary Committee on Electoral Reforms has prepared a consensus report for amendments in the Election Act aimed at ensuring transparency in electoral process. Speaking in the joint sitting of the House this afternoon, he said, "We performed this task in the national interest and nothing has been kept under the carpet." He pointed out that the Parliamentary Committee on Electoral Reforms, headed by Sardar Ayaz Sadiq, had representation from all the political parties. Sharing some points of the report, the Law Minister said it has been proposed that the presiding officer on the election day will transmit a snapshot of Form 45 to the returning officer and the Election Commission of Pakistan. He said it has been made compulsory for the presiding officer to transmit election results by 2 a.m. and in case of any delay, the presiding officer concerned will have to explain the reasons. He said aspiring candidates can use their bank accounts for their election-related expenditure. The Law Minister further said the report also proposes that the election observers will be accredited by the Election Commission of Pakistan. Pakistan and the United States have underlined the importance of constructed engagement for promoting peace, security, and development in the region. This came at a telephonic conversation between Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and U.S. Secretary General and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Both sides expressed satisfaction at the current positive momentum in Pak-U.S. ties. They discussed the regional security situation, including threat from terrorism, and reaffirmed their desire to continue close cooperation for lasting peace and stability in Afghanistan. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari underscored that Pakistan values its long-standing and broad-based relationship with the U.S. and wishes to further deepen the partnership. The foreign minister underlined the priority attached to economic and trade relations and Pakistan's particular interest in advancing cooperation on climate change and green energy. He said the standby arrangement between Pakistan and the IMF would provide impetus to Pakistan's economic and development imperatives. He said Pakistan is committed to bringing structural reforms in its economy to make it more competitive and attractive for business and foreign investment. Secretary Blinken stressed that demographic principles and respect for the rule of law are central to U.S.-Pakistan relationship, and these values will continue to guide this partnership forward. The Secretary General of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Hussein Brahim Taha, has commended Pakistan's efforts to counter Islamophobia. In a telephonic conversation with Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, he also appreciated the leading role played by Pakistan in this regard at the UN. The telephone call was made by Foreign Minister against the backdrop of recurring incidents of desecration of the Holy Quran in Sweden and other European countries. The Foreign Minister appreciated the urgency with which OIC was responding to these reprehensible acts under the stewardship of Secretary General. He commended the OIC for holding an open-ended extraordinary meeting of OIC Executive Committee and issuance of comprehensive communique after the meeting. The Foreign Minister assured the Secretary General that Pakistan stands ready to actively participate in all OIC initiatives to arrest the reprehensible tide of Islamophobia. The joint sitting of the Parliament today passed the Qanun-e-Shahadat Amendment Bill 2023, the Control of Narcotic Substances Amendment Bill 2023, and the Petroleum Amendment Bill 2023. The joint sitting of the Parliament has been adjourned to meet again tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred a youth in Samba district today. The youth was martyred by border security force personnel in Ramgarh area of the district. This is the 11th killing in the past 2 weeks, which is a part of the ongoing systematic genocide of Kashmiri people by occupation troops. The troops also arrested 2 youth during cordon and search operation in Kiriri area of Baramulla district and booked 4 others under Black Law Public Safety Act in Bandipora district. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference, in a statement in Srinagar, urged the United Nations and the international human rights organizations to take cognizance of the unabated bloodshed in the territory. Meanwhile, in response to the Modi-led Indian government's plan to introduce a bill in the parliament to amend the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act to reserve 3 more seats for Kashmiri Hindus, National Conference and People's Democratic Party have said that any such decision was the prerogative of any elected government only and not any unelected representative of New Delhi. Experts believe that the move by BJP-led Modi regime is meant to get more seats and pave the way for installing a Hindu chief minister as a result of any future election in the territory. Israeli occupation forces martyred 3 Palestinians in the city of Nablus in occupied West Bank today. The Israeli troops stormed a Palestinian vehicle and opened indiscriminate fire on them. Israeli soldiers also prevented Palestinian ambulances from reaching the vehicle and held the attacked vehicle and the bodies of 3 Palestinians. The United Nations has started the removal of more than 1 million barrels of oil from a decaying supertanker off Yemen's Red Sea coast. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in a statement, said the United Nations assumed the risk to conduct this very delicate operation. He expressed the hope that it will ward off a disaster. He said the ship-to-ship transfer of oil, which started today, is the critical step in avoiding an environmental and humanitarian catastrophe on a colossal scale. On the second day of Colombo Test against Sri Lanka, Pakistan in their first innings were 178 for 2 at stumps today. Earlier, Sri Lanka were all out for 166 runs in their first innings. Pakistan lead the two-match series 1-0. And finally, the weather. Widespread rain, wind, thundershower is expected in Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Pothohar region, Kashmir, while at scattered places in Sindh and East and South Balochistan during the next 12 hours. Heavy falls are also likely to occur in northeast and eastern Punjab and northeast Balochistan during the forecast period. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.